Good afternoon, everyone. It is a great day to be here with you all. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Fiona Wilson, and I have the honor of being UNH's Chief Sustainability Officer and also Executive Director of UNH's Sustainability Institute. So I couldn't be more happy to be welcoming you here this afternoon. As I've stepped into the role of leading the Sustainability Institute and UNH's sustainability efforts just really about 9 months ago, it's been certainly an eventful and at times uniquely challenging one for our world and for higher education, for sustainability. But I've really been buoyed by the dedication, the skill, and the impact of the students, the faculty, the staff, the alumni, and the community members that we work with. So I'm really grateful to be with you here today to reflect and celebrate some of the progress and really to share the journey that we share with all of you around creating a sustainable future. Before I get started, I do want to just say a huge thank you to some really key people. These are the organizations and the individuals who have made the work that you will be hearing about this afternoon possible. So first of all, to our corporate partners, and our corporate sustainability partners were here with us earlier today for a wonderful conversation. So thank you so much for your generous support and your engagement. You're really helping bolster innovative public higher education. You're directly supporting future sustainability leaders and a workforce trained in the skills of sustainability. But you're also really helping to contribute to a more resilient state and region. So thank you for all that you do as our corporate sustainability partners. And thank you especially to our gold partners, Toms of Maine, Revision Energy, and Wyman's. Silver partners, Rivio, Creative, and Kennebunk Savings, and to all of the other partners that you see listed here. All of these businesses are modeling visionary leadership whose sustainability impact is a gift to us all. Yes, thank you. I also want to acknowledge all of our donors, including some incredible individuals and private foundations, but also many individual alumni, current students, community partners, faculty and staff here. Over 150 people this year made donations ranging from $5 to much more than that. But each and every one of you, thank you so much for being part of supporting this work here at UNH. Thank you. And last but no means least of all, actually, a huge debt of gratitude to the members of the UNH Sustainability Advisory Board. These are people, some alums of UNH, some just wonderful friends. They share a pride in UNH's national reputation in sustainability and a real deep passion for supporting this work. They do that tirelessly with their time and expertise, their advocacy, and also their incredible generosity. And I know a number of our SAB members are here today, so if you could just wave your hands and we'll say a big thank you to all of you. Thank you so much. As a public institution, UNH has been committed to the public good for over 150 years. And we aren't new to sustainability because neither of the challenges that we face today as a world. Sustainability is fundamental to that concept of the public good, and it's a core value here at UNH. Thanks in no small part to your support, many of you in the room, UNH has been able to invest consistently over so many years in aligning our education, our research, our community engagement, and our campus operations with sustainable practices. And today, because of the work and expertise of so many, UNH is widely recognized amongst other colleges and universities as a national leader in sustainability. And that national reputation is reflected in our achievement, again for the third time, we announced it just in January of this year, of a platinum rating in ASHE STARS, or also known as the Sustainability Tracking Assessment and Rating System. We're currently one of only 8 in the country and the only one in New England with this designation. And that's because in order to get it, a university has to be demonstrably and transparently committed to stewarding a sustainable culture and practices in every facet of what we do. UNH is really proud to be leading the way on innovative ways of thinking for a world that works better, that creates a future that ensures a prosperous economy, resilient infrastructure, and the healthy, thriving ecosystems on which we all depend. Today, you're going to hear some highlights of the past academic year of the work of the Sustainability Institute and the incredible students and partners that we work with. It is our mission to both educate, inspire, and support the next generation of sustainability leaders, and to have UNH continue to be a model campus for sustainability from an operations perspective. Unlike many universities, this work at UNH does not happen in separate silos, but rather we operate a unified, university-wide program that teaches and advances sustainability through the explicit linking of campus operations, community engagement, and our core teaching and research mission. UNH's innovation in operational sustainability is the basis for all that we do at the Sustainability Institute. We intentionally create what we like to refer to as a living learning lab, which both serves as a mechanism to inspire and train the next generation of capable leaders, but also to be of service to the state and the region, and a resource for professionals and organizations alike in their own sustainability journeys. It's a living learning lab where learning and implementing sustainability is seen as a shared journey and really an exciting opportunity for learning, teaching, and research. And it's done by doing that creative work, those creative struggles of sustainability together. But we also translate and leverage that to advance sustainability far beyond campus, in our local communities and across the globe. And you're going to have a chance this afternoon to hear about programs in these different sort of areas of how we're creating impact as a living learning lab. In these exceptionally challenging and uncertain times, we believe it's more important than ever for us to share what we are learning as well as what we are accomplishing together, so that we can continue to bring that every single bit of hard-won knowledge, skills, and expertise in sustainability to our shared commitment to humanity's and the planet's collective well-being. So thank you all for being here, and it's now my pleasure to turn over the podium to my incredible colleague, Jennifer Ray, who is the Sustainability Institute's Associate Director for Programs.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jen. I'm thrilled to be here with you all today. I have the dream job of directing a wide range of Institute programs that span the objectives that Fiona just talked about: advancing sustainability practice, education, and community engagement. And you're about this afternoon to get a taste of those programs. So the next hour will be framed as a sustainability learning journey, one that starts with our students' arrival on campus and moves through programs designed to support them in facilitating change on campus, then moving into organizations and communities beyond campus, and then ultimately to other parts of the globe. And then we'll end the day by shining a light on just a handful of our amazing graduating seniors who've been deeply involved in our programs. And they will share reflections on their unique journeys. So that's our plan. And I am going to invite my colleague, Kelsey Farrell, to come up and kick it off to tell us about our gateway program, the Changemaker Fellowship.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kelsey Farrell, and I am the coordinator of student advising and leadership development at the Sustainability Institute. I joined the team in September, and it has been a joy getting to know many of the staff, students, and faculty involved with sustainability at UNH. I am a proud UNH alum, and it has been wonderful being back in Durham and being able to work for the university that I attended. When I look back to my time as a student, I remember how important it was to have a sense of community on campus. UNH can feel like a big place, and while there are so many incredible opportunities here, when you begin your collegiate journey, you may not know where to start or what to do. One of the most rewarding programs that I oversee is the Changemaker Fellowship, our program specifically for first-year students. Every student who is admitted to UNH is invited to apply for the Changemaker Fellowship during their admissions process. This offers accepted students who are passionate about sustainability a way to imagine themselves as part of a community with like-minded peers on campus, and to get excited about committing to UNH. Once students are accepted into the fellowship, they are matched with a changemaker coach, a sophomore, junior, or senior who is a former fellow themselves and is able to provide valuable insight and guidance. Coaches have a small group of 3 to 5 fellows that they mentor throughout the year. Fellows also meet with their coaches individually twice a semester and as a cohort once a month in group meetings. These meetings are designed to teach fellows concepts about sustainability, resources on campus, leadership skills, and help to foster a connection amongst the cohort. This year, we have received the most applications yet for this program. It has been so inspiring reading through these applications and learning more about these incredible students. One student stated, "The prospect of being coached, being in a cohort, learning leadership skills, and applying those skills to real-world projects is something that excites me because I believe that I need such guidance and support at this time in my life. I haven't figured everything out yet. I'm still finding my way. But I do know this. I want my life to matter, not just to me, but to the communities I am a part of. Being a Changemaker Fellow feels like the perfect beginning to it." The Changemaker Fellowship, at its core, is a leadership program, and we explore this as a progression. Fellows are guided by coaches, encouraged to become coaches themselves, and can become lead coaches in their junior or senior year. Lead coaches are vital to the success of this program and provide valuable leadership development to the coaches as they guide their fellows. I'm pleased to introduce to you all one student who has recently completed this progression. Brett Schultz was a Changemaker Fellow in his first year at UNH, part of the 2022-2023 cohort, then became a coach, and this past year has been working along with Natalie Young as a lead coach. Brett is here to share some of his experience with the Changemaker Fellowship and how this experience shaped his time at UNH. I've really enjoyed getting to know Brett this year, and he has brought a lot of creative ideas and a strong vision to this program. He will be missed from the fellowship, but I know he's going to accomplish amazing things once he graduates, like being a Fulbright scholar and starting his master's in renewable energy and engineering in the fall. Without further ado, please welcome Brett to share his story.
Hi everyone, my name is Brett. I'm a senior finance and sustainability dual major here at UNH. And as alluded to, I'm here to talk about the Changemaker Fellowship program and how it impacted my experience here at UNH. And really to start the story, I need to talk about my senior year of high school, when I was choosing what college to go to. And I ultimately chose UNH due to the sustainability programs that were offered here, like the Changemaker Fellowship. Because when I arrived at UNH, I didn't really know anyone. And it was through this opportunity where I was able to gain automatic access to a group of like-minded peers that were all passionate about sustainability. And through this program, I not only grew personally, but I also grew professionally, as I was able to learn about the interdisciplinary nature of the sustainability field. I enjoyed the program so much that I became involved with the Climate Action Clinic and the Sustainability Fellowship, and ultimately applied and was accepted to be a Changemaker coach in my second and sophomore year. By being a coach, I was able to mentor 4 first-year students who have gone on to do great things in all sorts of different disciplines, again, all relating back to sustainability. And I was also able to voice my opinions on how I wanted the program to be run, which ultimately led to my promotion being a lead Changemaker coach during my 3rd and final year here at UNH. Through my time as a lead Changemaker coach, I've been able to incorporate more service-based learning into the program and allow fellows to have more opportunities to just get hands-on learning right off the bat. On top of that, we've also been able to incorporate more guest speakers into the program as well. Now, as I graduate, I can confidently say that these sorts of programs have allowed me to find the interests in the fields that I want to pursue a career in, which for me is the agriculture and energy sectors. As mentioned, I'm pursuing a Fulbright this summer in Canada. We're going to be working on projects related to regenerative agriculture on a couple of potato farms. And additionally, I'm going to be pursuing a master's this fall, and I'm going to continue interning with the Department of Energy. I think it's clear that I've grown tremendously, both personally and professionally, over the last few years, and can confidently say that a lot of that can be contributed to programs like these. So, thank you.
Thank you, Brett. We're going to miss you so much, but hopefully we won't really miss you because you'll be with us coming back over and over. All right, so once our students in the Changemaker Fellowship find connection and community, they want to, make some change. So how do we help them find ways to embody that desire for impact? This next set of presentations speaks to what Fiona said in her introduction, that the foundation for providing meaningful sustainability learning at UNH is necessarily rooted in our shared experience and working to embody sustainability in our practices at UNH. We often think of campus as being distinct from the real world. We're going to go out into the real world and do sustainability work. But UNH is essentially a small town. It has infrastructure that supports nearly 20,000 people who are learning and working and living here. And it has real world financial and infrastructural and cultural needs and constraints too. So we find that we are continually working to evolve our best practices for being a model as a sustainable campus. And that exercising their personal agency to make UNH a more sustainable place offers students really invaluable preparation for their future careers and lives. So over the past couple of years at the Institute, we focused on making sure we have a suite of programs that meet students, from before they even get to UNH at every step of their journey and long after they leave UNH. And if the Changemaker Fellowship is our sort of on-ramp, we just this past year launched a new program that is designed for students kind of at the other end of that journey. That's our Post-Undergraduate Innovation Fellowship. So here to tell you more about how she, along with 24 sustainability interns, have been using our campus as a real laboratory for sustainability learning and innovation is our inaugural post-undergraduate Sustainability Innovation Fellow, Kylie Wedge. Mouthful.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kylie Wedge, and I'm the Post-Undergraduate Sustainability Innovation Fellow. I graduated from UNH in May of 2024 with a bachelor's in Environmental Conservation and Sustainability and a minor in Justice Studies. And during undergrad, aside from being an RA for 2 years and a part of a few different clubs and organizations, I was also a Sustainability Institute intern for 2 years as well. I worked on various projects focused on the thorny problem of waste reduction on campus, and I saw how multifaceted and difficult it is to make systemic change. But during my time as a Sustainability Institute intern, I was able to partake in amazing opportunities, surrounding myself with change makers, and learning a lot about what I wanted for my future. As my senior year progressed, I really thought about doing grad school directly after I graduated, but after many conversations and some much needed advice, I decided to take time to find a program that truly fit me while I gained real-world sustainability experience. And I just trusted that the right path would unfold for me in time, and it did. So shortly after graduation, I was invited into this incredible role, and I'm so thankful. One of my main responsibilities has been to work with Kelsey to coordinate and support our sustainability intern program designed explicitly to give students an opportunity to lead sustainability initiatives, develop professional skills, and grow their near-peer mentorship and ongoing guidance from staff like myself. This year, we supported 24 sustainability interns from a wide array of majors, and they worked on a range of projects with partners across campus. So to begin, our ecosystem interns, Allison, Katie, Lou, Emily, Gianna, and Sabrina worked with UNH facilities to plant campus pollinator gardens and improve stormwater management. They hosted about 6 events this year, including one this past Friday with the sustainability ambassadors at the President's House. They helped to maintain some of UNH's 650 stormwater installations designed for pollinator gardens, including this one you see here outside of Nesmith, and made some of our most popular social media posts of the year. Next up, we have our zero waste interns. Ben, Justin, Megan, Nisa, and Aaron worked alongside housing, res life, dining, IT, and other partners across campus to educate, repair, collect, and inspire. Our Sustainability Institute is the host for a founded and student-powered social enterprise known as Trash to Treasure, and it's now entering its 15th year. Each spring, it collects unwanted items from students moving out of the dorms, organizes them over the summer, and then hosts a massive yard sale during move-in weekend. But it saves UNH money in trash fees, saves students money on gently used items, and also promotes a circular economy. The Zero Waste interns this past year organized and hosted the most successful Trash to Treasure sale in UNH's history. Woo! They also did many other things too. They collected a lot of pounds of e-waste during this year, about 1,000 pounds of food waste in just 1 month from one dining hall on campus. They held a waste bin audit for Paul College and hosted a repair event where they were able to make and then donate dog toys for local shelters. All right. Now our Cat Tracks interns, Vic and Donovan, are cycling their way through community outreach for UNH's Cat Tracks bike share program, which allows students, faculty, staff, and Durham community members to use an app to reserve a bike and ride one of our 30 bikes anywhere in Durham for free. They've hosted community bike rides, free bike repair clinics, and tabling sessions on why sustainable transportation matters and how Cat Tracks is a great solution. 585 users, including President Chilton, have taken about 4,000 rides this year, which is awesome. The sustainability advocates at UNH are volunteer leaders in UNH's residence halls who are passionate about being leaders and inspiring their fellow students to act more sustainably. 2 interns lead our Sustainability Advocates program this year. Between them, Marissa and Kylie have led 20 advocates across 13 residence halls who hosted around 50 socials just this year, from eco-friendly laundry to tote bag painting to clothes swaps. So creating a real positive influence on so many people across campus. Now, more than ever, students are hungry for connection and meaning. In a study last year by the UNH Survey Center, over 85% of students at UNH stated that they care about sustainability. So it's a natural topic around which to build community. UNH is only able to be a national leader in sustainability when we all play our role, and a vibrant community of like-minded students across campus helps to inspire this action. Our community building and outreach interns, Katie and Abby, have taken a real active approach to outreach this year. Katie, our Student Sustainability Network intern, oversaw the Student Sustainability Network weekly newsletter, making sure the UNH community and beyond were well informed on sustainability events and opportunities that they can all engage in. She also hosted monthly sustainability cafes, focusing on a different theme each month with a hands-on activity to go with the conversation. And Abby, our communication and outreach intern, saw an opportunity to build up UNH sustainability social media presence by checking our account analytics to see what type of content performs best and highlighting intern projects about what they love about their work. Now, you've probably heard about how UNH's excellence in sustainability is measured by our rating through the Sustainability Tracking Rating and Assessment System, known as STARS. It's a rigorous and transparent framework. Our STARS interns, Katie, and Anya, worked diligently to collect, analyze, and present data from across campus in areas such as campus engagement, operations, and administration and planning. Their work played a very large key role in UNH being able to certify as STARS Platinum once again. Now, while all of the sustainability interns work collaboratively with colleagues from across campus, some of our sustainability interns are funded by generous Sustainability Institute donors to work directly with departments outside of the Institute, receiving their guidance and direction and support to support sustainability efforts being led by other campus departments with whom we partner. For example, our basic needs intern, Ginger, worked with Patty Matheson from UNH Basic Needs Office to broaden the reach of Cat's Cupboard Food Pantry to community members affected by food insecurity. And our UNH Serves intern Sam, who worked with Casey Jones from UNH Career and Professional Success Office, worked to build on the UNH Serves platform to make volunteer opportunities more accessible for those who need volunteers and for those who just want to help. Now, before I talk about our last set of interns, I just wanted to share some words of reflection about my time as the inaugural post-undergraduate Sustainability Innovation Fellow. Although I entered somewhat of a blank slate with this role, I have really had the privilege to grow through very diverse experiences, from mentoring interns to co-leading outreach, collaborating with UNH grounds on sustainable landscape design, and even just presenting in classes. But what stood out most to me is just witnessing the passion for change within the students, and the passion for creating this change, really. It's just something that I deeply relate to. And that creating change can just start from a single conversation, one flyer, one flower seed, and one person. And that when students are the ones making change on their own campus, it really shifts their perspective of what everyone's role in sustainability is. So when I transition out of this role in August, I will be headed to Portugal to pursue my master's in management with a focus in sustainability, blending both my academic foundation and my professional insight. My firsthand experience in this role has offered truly a formative learning and professional development experience, strengthening my leadership, my communication, and my commitment to sustainability, truly. And these are all lessons I will carry forward with me in my future. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce my colleague, UNH Energy Manager, Matt LaRue. Matt is no stranger to sustainability. He was the very first graduate of UNH's Sustainability Dual Major in 2017. And during his time as a student, he did a summer sustainability fellowship, completing a comprehensive campus and community climate resilience assessment for UNH and for the town of Durham. So today, Matt will share more about our energy and climate interns, Sophia and Olivia, who worked this year collaboratively with the UNH sustainability team and with Matt and his utilities colleagues to help keep UNH at the forefront of climate action and leadership.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Matt LaRue. I'm the Campus Energy Manager here at University of New Hampshire. As Kylie said, I graduated from the Sustainability Dual Major in 2017. I was a fellow that summer, and I actually first got involved with the Sustainability Institute my junior year as a STARS intern. So my goal today is to cover some of the projects that we in Energy and Utilities have worked with students on and how students really have made a huge impact in shaping our campus. So most of you probably know UNH's energy system by the Eco Line, right? That's sort of our marquee project, and that's where we take landfill gas from Rochester, and that powers about 85% of our campus fuel is actually the landfill gas. But that's not enough, and we always have to do more to continue on towards our goal of carbon neutrality. So this semester, and actually for past 2 years, I had the pleasure of working with Olivia Audette and Sophia Anasam as our climate and energy interns. So a key piece of this internship is working with SciMap, UNH's carbon tracking system, and working with SciMap specifically to input information for our STARS Platinum. Olivia continued doing additional work. She actually graduated in the fall semester, and she thought it was a good idea to continue working with us and really dove into our new metering program. So we are the utility for UNH, and so we have to track all of our energy consumption on campus as part of our system. And Olivia has dove into that firsthand, and we're working to really bring all of our metering to smart metering technology so we can see what's going on in all of our buildings at any given point in time. Currently, as Olivia has found out, we still physically read our meters, and our meter reader is, I believe, UNH's longest employee. He's been here for 60 years. So it's Olivia's helping us transition into the future. Sophia took a little bit different approach. So she had a little bit less time. She didn't have that spring semester, and she really brought the climate and energy internship into her capstone project. So for their capstone project, we focused on decarbonizing the outdoor pool for UNH. And so she worked with a group of her classmates to really develop this idea and work to bring it to life. So these are two great examples of how students work with us on, sort of a day-to-day level, but I have a couple other scenarios and situations where we've worked with students in energy and utilities. So I'll color a couple of those as well. So last year we also worked with the Sustainability Capstone group, and we worked on a project, and that was electrifying UNH campus. So really that was a high-level feasibility study of what geothermal would look like for UNH campus. Really, as we progress into the future, that's the primary means of being able to electrify. And then this sort of wrapped up with a more focused look at a specific area of campus, which is our Cirques residential complex, and what would the feasibility of converting that to geothermal look like. As we step back a little bit further in time, a project that's just recently come to fruition is our thermal energy storage project. So that was completed from a fellow in my cohort. It was a feasibility study that looked at different energy storage options. And ultimately, it was determined that thermal energy storage was the best option that we had. And not quite, but nearly a decade later, our tank is now built, and we're looking at commissioning that this summer. And then one more project I want to highlight is in 2016, the Northwest Heat Plant. So this was the former Thompson School. And this was an aging section of our district energy network. And so we were looking for options to sort of bring this off of our district in a sustainable way. And this led to a feasibility study, which was the creation of a biomass plant for that Northwest Heat District. So I hope you see some of the examples of how UNH is a living learning laboratory and how our students actually have real impact in bringing sustainable infrastructure projects to life. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Can we just take a minute here and have a round of applause for all of our interns and our wonderful campus partners who do that work with us? We're so grateful, so grateful. All right, so Matt just highlighted an example of how we make the idea of campus as a living lab a reality, multiple examples actually. And a lot of them, but not all of them, relate to our energy and carbon emissions management. So I want to take a minute more to talk about that. More than 20 years ago, UNH embarked on efforts to track and reduce our own carbon pollution, reduce our energy demand, and green our energy supply, making us one of the first universities in the country to do that before many companies even. We published our first greenhouse gas inventory before the Greenhouse Gas Protocol, which is the guidance for doing that internationally, even existed. And so through our own experiences, our necessary innovation and experimentation, we developed the nitrogen and carbon accounting tool, footprinting tool, which is today called SciMap. And it is a robust research program and a community of practice that we support using it. And it was developed here based on those early experiences in understanding and managing our footprint. And now we have 500 plus users of SciMap. We license it to them, and we've built educational offerings around it, some of which you'll hear about in the next 10 minutes as well. So why does this matter? Beyond UNH, why does it matter? Many of you know that the European Union and the state of California have now implemented mandatory climate reporting regulations for corporations that many are starting to do this year and into the next couple of years. Also, many of you are familiar with certified B corporations. The B Corp certification is a designation that conveys real sustainability leadership because companies need to meet really rigorous standards in order to get it, to achieve certification. So last month, what month are we in? At the end of April, B Lab announced new performance standards that raise the bar even further for B Corp certification. And among other things, what those new performance standards require is that companies report their emissions every year, set net zero targets, and create climate action plans. And when I was reading about that, I was really excited about the innovation and the action that is going to spur, because that is a really respected and sought after certification. And also, I could not help but reflect with real pride that UNH is already doing those things, and we have been doing them since 2008. And so now that we've spent decades learning and practicing, figuring out how to do that, we are really uniquely positioned to help others who want to do that too. So that's exciting. And that is just, again, one example of dozens of others of how what we're doing makes UNH a leader. And it allows us to leverage that leadership to support other organizations, provide high impact experiential curriculum, and most importantly, cultivate a community where we can share what we're learning and leapfrog, not need to reinvent the wheel, and we can sustain ourselves and each other with community and inspiration. So that is our segue. In this next section of our program, we want to tell you some of these stories. We want to talk about the community as a living laboratory, collaborating for change. So we're going to do that by focusing on two sets of programs. And the first is our summer sustainability fellowships, which since 2008 have paired exceptional students with businesses and municipalities and nonprofits and educational institutions to work on transformative sustainability projects full-time over the summer. So what happens is in the fall, we put out a call for projects to our partners. And in the spring, we recruit students that have backgrounds that are well-suited to tackling those projects. And then in the summer, we guide and mentor and support those students that we've recruited and hired to work with their host organizations and move those initiatives forward. So here now to share are two of the leaders of these efforts, the Sustainability Fellowships Program, Alexis Dwyer and Mwania Ahmed. Alexis and Mwania.
Hi, everyone. I am Alexis Dwyer. I am the Community Engaged Sustainability Education Manager, and one of my main roles is managing the Sustainability Fellowship Program. But what many people may not know is that prior to joining the Sustainability Institute, I first became familiar with the program as a fellowship mentor when I was working at the New Hampshire Food Bank as a program coordinator. So I hosted a sustainability fellow in the summer of 2018, and they facilitated listening sessions across the state to support our nutrition and education outreach work. I've hosted many interns over the years, and what really stood out to me with hosting the Sustainability Fellow was the scaffolding of support provided by the UNH Sustainability Institute as a part of the program that made it stand out amongst all of those other experiences. So truly having that firsthand experience of hosting a fellow and witnessing the difference it made in my work energizes me in this role to engage with organizations across the region to identify ways a fellow can advance their work, leaving a lasting impact from the summer and beyond.
Hi everyone, my name is Mwania Ahmed and I'm the Network Stewardship Coordinator at the Sustainability Institute. Similar to Alexis, my journey at UNH began with Sustainability Fellowship as well. I was a fellow last summer and I was placed with New Hampshire Food Alliance as an equity analyst for their New Hampshire Food and Agriculture Strategic Plan. That work really grounded everything I cared about, food, sustainability, and justice, into real meaningful work. And it helped me think deeper about equity-centered, community-driven solutions and made me realize the kind of work I wanted to be doing. So now, in my full-time role, I get to support the very program that shaped my journey. It's a full-circle moment and a reminder of how powerful these fellowships are in launching careers.
So that last summer that Mwania was a part of, we had 49 fellows matched with a wide range of organizations such as businesses, municipalities, and nonprofits.
Their projects were focused on themes ranging from community engagement to greenhouse gas accounting and climate action planning.
Our Resilience and Research Fellows led varying projects, including working with municipalities on effects of sea level rise and extreme weather events in their region, such as in Elliott, Maine, and to for-profits researching ways to increase carbon sequestration through a microforest. One specific example from this group, in the coastal community of Groton, Connecticut, Amelia Maynard created the Stay Afloat Flood Preparedness Toolkit, designed to help vulnerable local businesses in Groton and Mystic to reduce their flood risk today to lower the cost of damages in the future.
Our community and stakeholder engagement fellows worked on a diverse range from creating advocacy programs for domestic and social violence to policy toolkits. For example, our fellow Angie Kaufman worked with Climate Initiative to create an exciting new climate action curriculum for schools.
Last summer, we had 2 groups focused on greenhouse gas and energy-related work. Since this is an area of UNH expertise, we absolutely love engaging our partners and fellows in these projects. Many projects focused on GHG accounting and developing mitigation strategies to achieve climate action plan goals. Those of you who have been involved in organizational carbon management know what is called Scope 3 emissions, those from upstream and downstream activities, is often the area of impact, the largest area of impact, but can be the most difficult to track and manage. Fellows work with a wide range of organizations, including big multinational organizations like Wyman's Blueberries, to smaller local businesses like Dean's Beans to help them move the needle in this critical arena.
Our shared value fellows worked with businesses to increase economic benefit while doing good, like Archie, who developed a sustainability analytics data hub, which resulted in a website that provides easy access for both students and teachers to view and leverage sustainability data on topics including environment and natural resources, social equity and well-being, social and ethical ramification of technology, and AI. This will support interdisciplinary faculty research and facilitate the integration of sustainability topics into courses.
An amazing body of work that much of it will be being continued or being built on this summer, with 37 fellows hired to work with 23 returning host organizations and 12 new host organizations.
One of the most wonderful things about this program is seeing the level of continued engagement and the amount of paying it forward that the alumni, now more than 300 of us, do.
Absolutely incredible. Our alumni are now hosting and mentoring current fellows and serve as advisors over the summer. This summer, we have a record number of 18 total advisors, with 12 of those being fellow alumni and 3 being past mentors. And this summer, we have 9 alumni, I'm looking out at some of them now, who are hosting fellows this year and serving as mentors. We truly are so grateful to you alumni who are hosting and kind of paying it forward as fellowship mentors and hosting those fellows. You all are incredible. And one wonderful example of that is our next speaker, Ian Moore. Ian was a 2023 Sustainability Fellow, and this summer a fellow host and mentor to not 1, but 2 post-baccalaureate fellows in his role at Pro AMPAC. Ian.
Thanks, Alexis. I need a new headshot. I don't like that one. Anyways, I don't have any slides here. I'm just going to kind of wing it in front of you guys. If you're talking about community, I am kind of homegrown here. Not only did I graduate from UNH in 2023, but I also was born here. Grew up in the community, went to Oyster River, so can't get much more community-based than myself. Corporate Sustainability Specialist at Pro AMPAC. Before that, here at UNH, I graduated from Environmental Conservation Sustainability with a minor in Business Administration, so kind of targeting the business end of sustainability, so to speak, for my career. I was lucky enough to land a fellowship position with UNH Sustainability Institute the summer after I graduated. Was working with a company called Pete and Jerry's Organics. You guys may have heard of them, seeing a lot of heads nodding in the room. You guys may be more aware of them now, given the recent egg inflation than you may have a few months ago. Interesting, cool fact, Pete and Jerry's is partner farms, so they've been pretty insulated from the bird flu and a lot of those epidemics that have been hitting the egg industry because they are small partner farms that are family held rather than these giant, cage stacked 30,000 kind of hens. So cool little note there. But was brought on board for the UNH Sustainability Institute, helping Pete and Jerry's. They just gotten their greenhouse gas kind of footprint established. So I was their first fellow to go in there, dive in, look at the research, figure out what are some ways that we can reduce those emissions. And then the second lens of that was also looking at how you can operationalize solar, both at their warehouse and then at those partner farms. So graduated, went through that fellowship, and then I was lucky enough to land a job at Parampak. For context, Parampak is a flexible packaging manufacturer, make everything from little Hot Pocket things to probably the most common, those little pink and yellow sugar packets you see at diners. We make those sorts of things as well, just to give you an example of it. So at Parampak, the sustainability specialist position was kind of created for me myself. Parampak's very sustainability focused, but sustainability has taken a kind of a new level of focus at the company recently. So that's where I entered in, and luckily through my connections with community and here at UNH, I was able to say, hey, we got a lot of these great projects that we need to tackle in terms of sustainability. Why don't we partner with some of the UNH folks and get some really, excellent candidates to come and tackle some of these problems for Parampak. So this summer we'll be hosting 2 fellows for 2 projects. One of them is going to be looking into what's called EPR, or Extended Producer Responsibility. We're seeing a lot of the legislation at the state level being passed, so states are beginning to develop those programs. So the fellow will be coming in, looking at EPR at the state level to help us understand, hey, what's going on, because it's a little bit different state by state, but also to help us kind of determine the scope of impact, and then to say, all right, what's the future of the industry shifting towards, and how do we start preparing the products that we make to reflect the environment of the future and not necessarily the reality of today. So that's kind of project 1, and then project 2, Parampak recently made our SBTI commitment, so my day job is scope 3, but we're bringing on the fellow to look at our energy and emissions, scope 1 and 2, at our facilities. We have roughly 50 facilities, so taking a look at those to figure out if we want to achieve a % reduction per year under that SBTI commitment, what are the different scenarios or pathways that we can model to get to that % per year across our sites. So I think I'm being stopped here for time, so thank you guys very much. That's been my spiel.
Amazing, Ian. Can't wait to, appreciate all the work you have done and can't wait to see the outcome of the work you will be doing with those fellows. Appreciate your partnership. So the fellowship is one example of co-curricular opportunities to learn sustainability by doing it out in the community. And we also have curricular opportunities that are explicitly focused on experiential learning in partnership with, again, businesses, municipalities, nonprofits, et cetera. Our Be Impact and our Climate Action Clinics. Both of these clinics are 2-credit courses that we offer in partnership with UNH Paul College's Business and Practice program. And so students work as consultants to businesses and other organizations to assess their sustainability performance and identify opportunities for improvement. So the Be Impact Clinic, specifically, students do this by completing the Be Impact Assessment, which is a rigorous framework widely regarded as the most comprehensive measure of what it means to embed sustainability and advance in all aspects of your business operations, from supply chain and manufacturing to community engagement and how the company treats its employees and its policies on government and ethics. So students work with companies on doing that assessment and identifying opportunities to improve. And then in the Climate Action Clinic, by completing greenhouse gas inventories using UNH's SciMap tool that I mentioned earlier. So here to give us a little bit of an inside look on the clinics are Marie Collins and Kat Taylor, 2 amazing UNH graduate students who are part of the teaching and support team.
Hello, my name is Marie. I'm a PhD candidate in the Education Department's Curriculum and Instruction and Teacher Education track.
Hi, I'm Kat Taylor. I'm a PhD student here at UNH. I'm an environmental economist, and right now my research is about the framing of climate policies and equity.
So 3 years ago, my advisor suggested I apply for a UNH Summer Sustainability Fellowship, helping develop curriculum for a new Sustainability Institute program. And I've been part of the clinic teams ever since. The curriculum that my fellowship was focused on was for the Climate Action Clinic. So we were building on the existing model of the B Impact Clinic, founded here at UNH in 2019. All business and practice classes are designed to expose students to timely, real-world business challenges and leaders, and these clinics are no exception.
I also started with the Sustainability Institute through a summer fellowship, so I'm part of that lovely alum group. And I worked with Hypertherm, making a report about carbon pricing in general and creating a plan for them to implement internal carbon pricing to help manage their emissions. And now I have found my way to the clinics.
I skipped a part.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we're there.
So, part of my work is to help engage our clients before the semester even starts. So once the semester starts, our students have their data and their information to hit the ground running. And it's really important to do that because this model is helping clients learn alongside students. So the same sustainability skills that students are learning, the clients are learning alongside them. So it's always a really great experience. And just to make that work pedagogically, to have community be a part of the curriculum, we go beyond just the regular instructor-student relationship that you might see in your classes, and instead we have a whole ecosystem to learn from that Marie will explain right now.
Great. So we, of course, have our wonderful students who are from every college across UNH. Our community partners are our clients. We have advisors like Kat and myself, business professionals from the B Corp community, like Brittany Angelo, Tony Cabral, Gabby Scott, and Zoe Malley. Thank you for donating your time and expertise this past semester. We have peer mentors, more about them later. And of course, our instructors, Mariah Morgan for the B Impact Clinic, Jennifer Ray for the Climate Action Clinic, and we're very excited to welcome Ben Marine, who will be acting as the B Impact instructor this coming fall. And then, of course, we couldn't do any of this without our wonderful administrative and communication support from staff members like Courtney Dillon.
Give her a hand, little hand.
Woo!
Like with all the Sustainability Institute programs, the clinics are more than a one and done. And instead, we encourage students to continue to be involved in the sustainability community beyond the semester that they take with us. Whether it's carbon footprinting or completing the B Impact Assessment, the process and results are going to look different for every company, every organization. So we really encourage students to take the classes multiple times if they would like, either as a student or a peer mentor. And in that time, they can learn about different industries that they might see in their future careers.
The clinics integrate a wide variety of skills and knowledge into a single experience. So while we're teaching students how to navigate and apply complex data analysis and reporting systems like the B Impact Assessment or SIMAP, they're also developing the collaborative and professional skills that they need to work effectively on interdisciplinary teams. And they get the opportunity to provide consultant quality analysis for their clients.
And in addition to learning all the ins and outs of the client organizations that our students have the opportunity to work with, we also believe that a really important part of this program is the peer-to-peer learning dynamic. So our students work in groups and in class and on video calls and even on site visits, which are usually the most impactful experiences of the whole semester. They work together as a team and they learn from each other. And it's really great to do this in an interdisciplinary setting like the Sustainability Institute, because this environment weaves together students with a passion from a variety of different disciplines, and I think that really adds to their experience.
Another really important aspect of the clinic model is that students can progress into leadership roles. So we've actually developed a dedicated curriculum for these peer mentors. They meet each week, co-construct knowledge around leadership skills that we and them have identified as the most critical to the climate justice movement. Being part of the clinics for the past 2 years, and especially working with these peer mentors, has been an absolute joy. I've had the opportunity personally to work with a lot of different learners and leaders in a large variety of settings, but these students really stand out to me. They are thoughtful, they are intentional, and they ask really good, important questions.
Yeah, I mean, I second everything that Marie just said, of course. I also started working primarily with the peer mentors, but my role has just kind of expanded as I have such a passion for this program. I have been helping with clients and even teaching in class sometimes, which is always really great practice for being a professor one day. I'd really just like to say that like the best feeling is like walking into a place like this or like through campus and just seeing faces of so many people that I know. And like, I know your stories, I know why you're here and what you're passionate about. And I know that hopefully either me or through a student that I've talked to or the, chain goes on and on, some small positive difference has been made in each other's life, as I'm sure a lot of you have made a big positive difference in my life, of course. So like each student I work with, each client I work with, they're always going to give me a different experience. There's always something new to learn. And that's part of the reason why it's really great to do this as community, as a learning laboratory, not just in the classroom. And I've been really able to expand my role, like not just as a student or a teacher, but as a member of the community as a whole, because I play both roles. And I've been a part of the UNH community, the sustainability community, the business community in New England, all through my participation and involvement in the Sustainability Institute. So, I can't sing enough praises about this. And I'm really looking forward to welcoming next semester another new cohort of students to have the same opportunities that I did.
Thank you. And now we'd like to turn it over to Topher Mallory. Topher is the CEO of Mexicali Blues. He's been a community partner in both clinics and is one of our UNH Sustainability Advisory Board members. He also has the unique distinction of being the very first UNH Sustainability intern in 1999. Welcome.
Oh my goodness. I've got 1 minute to somehow summarize 99 to right now. I'm really honored to be here. This is just an incredible thing to be a part of, and to jump onto your analogy of a chain, just hearing all of these stories, and I think microcosmically about my own and how full circle this is, and noticing sitting next to somebody who worked at Prime Buckles twice today, where I started my career, and not knowing that that was part of this sustainability story. But yes, I graduated 0102, sort of in the middle there. I had 2 majors, business finance and studio art, with a concentration in oil painting, and the first internship at the then Office and now Institute of Sustainability. So some early exposure to sustainability that really shaped where I am today. So I'm just going to fast forward. I have founded and still am heavily involved in 2 certified organic brands, Split Rock Distilling, an organic alcohol-based distillery, and Royal Rose Organic Syrups, a non-alcohol-based drink mix company, close to Mexicali Blues, which is headquartered in Newcastle, Maine. I've been CEO for 20 years. We're roughly 7 locations, including our e-com, just shy of 100 employees. And we are a recent B Corp, compliments of the Office, which, thanks. And I feel like handing it right back, because both the B Impact, and then I put Carbon Clinic, but I'm noticing it is the Climate Action. Rebranded. Kudos. I like it, because it is more holistic, and that's how it felt. It really gave us more than carbon. It gave us where we were today with scope 1, 2, and a little bit of 3, and an incredible roadmap for where we needed to be in the future. And I'm also stoked to say that we're not looking at this new 7-pillar world as a hiccup, but an exciting place to come back to UNH and notice that we can lean into the same awesome experience we had with B Impact to not get certified, but to get recertified this time around. So I'll cut it here and say I'm just incredibly honored to be here and to be celebrating and leaning into this legacy of future sustainable leaders, which we met a ton of, and I look forward to meeting more of. So.
Thank you, Topher. I think we've heard the words full circle a couple times today, and I feel like amazing full circle story of learning and contributing and engaging and mentoring students. So thank you, thank you. It is, okay, so, I missed my cue, I'm sorry, Ms. Kelly Blues. So now we're going to transition to the that last part of the agenda before the student stories, which is the world as a living lab. That's because sustainability is fundamentally about understanding that we are all across the world one big community of life that impacts and relies on each other and on the integrity of the planet. So it's inherently a global endeavor. And so now we want to take a few minutes to tell you about the International Changemaker Grant. This is a program that funds and supports UNH students in connecting and traveling in teams to work with international NGOs and social enterprises in the Global South who are advancing solutions to address the UN's 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So to share more about the International Changemaker Grant, you will hear, you're about to hear from our wonderful program advisor, Zach Angelini, who's taken on management of this program this year, and he's really turbocharged it. We're so grateful. And then marketing professor Shuli Du.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jen. And it's so exciting to be here with everyone to celebrate sustainability across UNH and to share a bit about the International Changemaker Grant here on campus. So I can share from personal experience that this grant really was life-changing. I was a recipient back in 2015. And as a student studying environmental engineering, I had never traveled abroad. I had barely left New England. And I had always had the strong desire to experience other parts of the world and apply everything I was learning in environmental engineering to global challenges. And so receiving the International Changemaker Grant made that all possible and enabled me and my teammates to travel to Ghana and implement a solar panel system in a rural village called Topalime that lacked access to electricity. And this was such a fulfilling experience for me and gave me the opportunity to work directly with community members and community leaders in this village and just experience another way of life and see the impact that solar panels were having on the students in this community. It was also an incredibly formative experience for my career because it helped me learn about international sustainable development through the project and really helped me identify that that was my passion and the direction that I wanted to take my career. So thankfully, following that International Changemaker Grant experience, I was able to land an internship through the Summer Sustainability Fellowship, which we just heard about here at UNH. And through that fellowship, I was placed with Timberland to help them reduce the environmental impact of their products. That grew into a full-time role at Timberland after graduation, where I eventually led environmental sustainability for the brand. I worked there a little over 6 years and got to travel all over the world, from Haiti to Thailand to Vietnam to China to Brazil, to work on sustainable development projects within Timberland's supply chain. And I'm now so honored and grateful to be another example of these full circle moments where I get to now help lead the International Changemaker Grant at UNH. I work here 1 day a week supporting that program and get to help provide this type of experience that I had to future student teams. So far this year, we've made grants to support over 25 students, making up interdisciplinary teams from all 5 colleges. And this summer, these students are going to be traveling all over the world, from Kenya to Cambodia to Senegal to Uganda, and partnering with international nonprofit organizations and social enterprises to address a variety of pressing sustainability issues, some of which include equitable access to education, sustainable energy development, deforestation, and economic and community self-reliance. And what I love about this program so much is that it provides this real world interdisciplinary experience for our students, where students that normally wouldn't really have a reason or opportunity to interact get to come together and collaborate, ultimately preparing students for real world experiences while enabling them to make a positive impact in that process. So these opportunities wouldn't be possible without amazing faculty advisors that we have for this program across campus that lend their expertise and provide guidance to our student teams. So with that, I would love to now invite up one of our all-star faculty advisors, Dr. Shuli Du, to share a bit about her experience as an International Changemaker Grant faculty advisor.
Hi. So I teach a course on sustainability and marketing, where we really take my students to do a deep dive into how sustainability intersect with various aspects of marketing. Marketing strategy, marketing, the full piece of marketing, building a brand, sustainable brand, and so on. So in the class we talk about various topics about why sustainability, such as legitimacy theory, stakeholder theory. We talk about different kind of stakeholder sustainability frameworks. The circular economy, right? The triple bottom line, creating shared value, and so on. So these are all amazing and very important for students to have in their kind of as their analytical toolbox, right? So we do lots of exercise in terms of, hey, how do we create a sustainable brand? How do we do sustainable and green innovation? How do we kind of utilize technology to reduce the environmental footprint of products? So these are all great, but there's a limit in terms of how conceptual knowledge, how theory can go in terms of solving sustainable challenges. As Zach mentioned, the keywords are really real world and interdisciplinary. And that is, as a faculty, I feel like, wow, I really wish students can have more opportunity in that aspect because students learn best when they actively engage with the social environment and experimenting, questioning, problem solving, and reflecting, right? So through all this iterative process of experiential learning, they can actually build their sustainability competency. So that's why when Fiona and Zach kind of talked to me about, hey, there's this opportunity of collaborating with Kenya Connect, and how about incorporating that in my sustainability and marketing classes. I jumped at this opportunity, and I had in the class, I had my student, 2 teams of students, trying to help Kenya Connect, a nonprofit which is promoting education and helping local small entrepreneurs build their business. And so within the whole framework, kind of structured framework of this course, students work on various aspects of building a business plan for Kenya Connect, conducting marketing research, building new products, ideas, and so on and so forth. So through the whole process, I really see, students are getting very engaged and they are flexing their muscles of, creative thinking. Again, because the context is so different from the context, because it's international, it's global south, and that is really like a great context for them to stimulate creative thinking, right? Because you have to think outside of box, and you have to really be culturally empathetic, understand how the cultural environment is different, how the market situation is different. So I really kind of see the merit and the merit of such kind of collaboration, of bringing international changemaker program into my classes, and this is exactly the kind of symbiotic relationship I hope universities and society can have. Students through the process, they cultivate a sense of purpose, right? And they really got to build their creative thinking capabilities. And at the same time, nonprofits and small businesses, they benefit from the expertise of students. So thank you so much.
Shuli and Zach, thank you so much for all you do. It's amazing work that's going on, and just so cool to see this integrated experience for students and nonprofit partners through your curriculum and through your coursework. Can't wait to see how it continues to unfold here. So, this afternoon, We've heard about a progression of sustainability program offerings, from building connections to making change on campus to getting out in communities near and far. And in the past hour or so, we've necessarily only been able to share like the tiniest handful, a few high-level examples of some of that amazing work happening by students and faculty and practitioners like you, partners like you. But over the course of the last year, UNH Sustainability Institute, through our various programs, we did a little math and figured out we've engaged with well over 1,000 students, 250 of those being in intensive, ongoing programs. Also with 250 external organizations, working directly with kind of co-engaged student programs through our carbon footprinting certificate and others, and through licensing SIMAP. So we wish we could make time for you to hear every one of those inspiring stories and the impact they've created. But we want to wrap up by giving you the chance to hear directly from 3 of our students, graduating seniors who have taken full advantage of all that the Sustainability Institute has to offer. So kicking off this last piece of our program, we have Olivia Audette. Olivia has been an engaged leader in Sustainability Institute programs. And since she wrapped up her coursework in December, as Matt said, we've had the real joy of bringing her back to work full-time with us since January, splitting her time between the Institute and the UNH Energy Office. And her amazing can-do attitude and her incredible depth of analytical and communication skills and just her unflaggingly positive approach to her work really make her the ideal colleague. So those, combined with her quiet determination and her passion, also make her an inspiring leader who we are all so grateful to get to work with. And I'll stop bragging on you and let you come up and talk.
Hi, I'm Olivia. Before coming to UNH, I always knew that the environment and climate change were really important to me. I grew up in a really small town in rural Vermont, so being outside in nature was really all there was to do growing up. So when it came time to declare my major freshman year, the obvious choice for me was environmental conservation and sustainability. So this major offered many courses focused on environmental science, learning about the causes and impacts of climate change and community dynamics. I was always interested in what I was learning about, but it took me a while to figure out kind of where I could use my degree to really make a difference. So in the fall of my junior year, when I saw an email pop up into my inbox about the Climate Action Clinic, I was really intrigued. I quickly signed up for the opportunity to work with a real company to explore climate solutions. Once in the clinic, I learned about the other opportunities offered at the Sustainability Institute, such as the fellowship program and the internship program, both which I later joined. These programs allowed me to explore the various fields of sustainability and find work that was really meaningful to me. This exploration led me to greenhouse gas accounting, a space where I can use my scientific foundation from my degree and make a positive impact to the environment. While working on UNH's footprint, I was able to engage in really meaningful conversations centered around emission reduction goals. So these conversations were about the difficulty of balancing the environmentally responsible action, financial feasibility, and staying true to core values. These challenges universities, businesses, and organizations alike are all facing as the climate crisis becomes more and more pressing. Having skills to navigate these conversations is really important, but they're hard to teach in a classroom setting. Through the hands-on opportunities I've had at UNH, I was able to be a part of them. Engaging in these conversations has been a valuable experience and has helped me to better understand the complex decisions that go into sustainability work. These are the kinds of conversations I will continue to be having as I move beyond UNH into the field of sustainability. As I get ready to leave UNH and embark on my career, I'm deeply thankful to be a part of the amazing community of sustainability here that provides students with opportunities and resources to succeed. I want to give a special thanks to Kat and Marie for their leadership in the Climate Action Clinic, to Durga for being an amazing peer mentor over the past 4 years I've been in the clinic, and to Matt and Jen for providing me with the opportunity to continue to work at UNH after I graduated in December. These past few months have been really valuable, and I could have not done it without your support and guidance. So my time at UNH has taught me many things, but one of the most important things is to find a job in a field that fulfills you, so you in turn can fulfill others. Sustainability can be really daunting and even disheartening at times, but if you're doing what you love and helping others, you can make the world a better place. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you, Olivia. Our next speaker will be Katie Selby, who will be graduating in environmental engineering with a dual major in sustainability. Katie is one of 3 students in the entire state to have received NH Business for Social Responsibility's Student Change Agent Award. It's a very well-deserved recognition of her dedication to making a positive difference in the world. She's a skilled communicator and a skilled community builder who understands the value of creating spaces for learning and connection. You heard about some of her work earlier. And she's a leader when it comes to the social aspects of sustainability, like health and well-being, education and equity. Katie, come on up.
Hi everyone, I'm super excited to talk about my story today. I look back at my time in high school and wonder if I ever slept. I was that person who overachieved so much so that on graduation day, I had to tie my cords together so they wouldn't slide off. Going to college, I worried I'd just be a number. I figured I wouldn't have the same impact or opportunities because I was no longer a big fish in a small pond. I was wrong. In fact, I was so wrong, I'm standing up here today to tell you just how deeply my work in advancing sustainability as a student leader at UNH has shaped who I am and who I'm becoming. Freshman year, I was a Changemaker Fellow, which gave me a priority to apply to the SI internships. I became the first person to hold the tobacco, smoke, and nicotine-free internship with SI in health and wellness. Through that, I learned to market cessation tools, educate students on the health and environmental impacts of nicotine use. I made signs, videos, and presentations, which is probably why I'm known in my major as a presentation queen. Sophomore year, I was selected to help to develop the Honor Sustainability Pathway in partnership with the SDM. I analyzed data, wrote a comprehensive report, and co-presented at the Sustainability URC. Now, honors students have more flexible ways to integrate sustainability into their academics, expanding access to some of the brightest minds on campus. Junior year, I became a Changemaker coach, mentoring 5 first-year students and building connections I still hold today. That role helped me grow into someone who could give both life and scholarly advice. This year, I stepped into the role of the Student Sustainability Network intern, where I send out weekly updates to nearly 400 students across campus and across all SI programs, and run monthly sustainability cafes to connect passionate students from every year and discipline. Building a network of students connected by our shared passion, curiosity, and commitment to sustainability is powerful because together we can learn from each other, inspire action, create bold, long-lasting solutions to the challenges that our world faces. All of these opportunities and relationships help me realize that no matter where I go, I can make a difference. I've always wanted to save the world, but now I feel equipped to lead, mentor, envision, communicate, and build community. The SI and SDM transformed my life into something I cannot wait to embark on after graduation. And they made me feel, once again, like a big fish, this time in a much bigger pond. Thank you to everyone who's been part of this incredible community. You're truly the best.
Thank you, Katie. Okay, our last student speaker this afternoon is Durga Raja. You heard earlier about our amazing crew of peer mentors for the clinics. Well, Durga has the distinction of being the peer mentor that originally mentored all of this year's Climate Action Clinic peer mentors, the Uber mentor. What Olivia said a few minutes ago about leadership not necessarily being loud applies very aptly to Durga. She's generally not the loudest voice in the room, but hers is consistently one of the most discerning and influential. She's a true powerhouse. So, come on up.
Hello, guys. My name is Durga. I'm an environmental and resource economics major and also a sustainability dual major. And I'm a senior, so I'll be graduating in a couple of weeks, which is crazy to think about. As graduation approaches, I find myself reflecting on the past 4 years and the experiences that helped shape my path. Looking back, it's incredible to realize how a single decision I made at the end of my freshman year led me to opportunities that I never imagined and a purpose that I'm proud to pursue. When I came to UNH, I knew I was passionate about sustainability, but I didn't know how to turn that passion into action. The issues felt massive, and I didn't believe I could make a real difference as a student. But then at the end of my freshman year, I received an email about something called the Climate Action Clinic, and I remember reading it and thinking this sounds like an incredible opportunity, but I don't think I'm qualified enough to do it. I almost didn't even apply, but something about it stuck with me, and that students like me could actually contribute to real-life sustainability work. So despite my self-doubts, I applied. The clinic didn't just teach me skills, but it also reshaped the way I saw myself. I went from feeling unsure and overwhelmed to feeling like I belong in the movement to create a more just and sustainable future. It gave me confidence, direction, and the belief that I can be a part of the solution, not in the future, but right now. After my first semester in the clinic, where I got to help our client Green Labs Recycling to understand and communicate their carbon footprint and also their emissions avoidance, I was able to be a peer mentor. And in a way, being a peer mentor has also brought things full circle for me. During client meetings, we often start with the icebreaker, and one that I do every semester is, what was your first dream job? My first dream job was to be a teacher, but it wasn't for any profound reason. It was because when I was in second grade, I thought I could be a first grade teacher since I already completed first grade. And I didn't have to go to more school or to do any college, but I quickly learned that's not how that worked. So that's why I'm here. But after I share that story, Jen always tells me that in my role as a peer mentor, I am a teacher, and sharing what I've learned and using that to support other students and our clients in their sustainability journey is something that I'm genuinely really proud to be a part of. Through being a peer mentor, I found a different sense of purpose, the chance to support others the way I was supported in my journey. It's a reminder that impact isn't always loud or immediate. Sometimes it's found just guiding a team, encouraging someone to speak up, and helping someone realize that they belong here too. Because of the carbon accounting management experience I gained in the clinic, I've also had the opportunity to pursue 2 summer sustainability fellowships. First with Wyman's, looking into their decarbonization of their supply chain and Scope 3 emissions, and also Placework, which is an architecture firm, where I looked at the embodied carbon of their building designs. These experiences challenged me in new ways, giving me the chance to lead meaningful projects and explore different corners of the sustainability field. The clinic and these fellowships worked hand in hand to shape not just my professional path, but also the person I'm becoming. And along the way, I've built lasting connections with mentors, peers, and people who continue to inspire and redefine their respective fields and what it means to lead with purpose and sustainability. When I think back to that uncertain first year of college, I'm reminded that you don't need to have it all figured out to get involved. If you're unsure, you feel like you don't know enough or whether you can actually make a difference, I've been there. But sometimes all it takes is showing up, saying yes, and being willing to try. That's how you discover what you're capable of, and sometimes it's more than what you expected.
Wow. Thank you, Durga, Katie, Olivia, for those incredibly powerful reflections as you graduate as seniors, and to all of our speakers today and the many, many, many other students, faculty, staff members, community members with whom we've worked in the past 12 months. I think your words speak louder and more powerfully than anything I can say. So I'm just going to wrap up with 3 quick observations. One, I think what you've heard today is about the value and the power of community. Beautiful, deep, rich community. And I'm so grateful to be part of this community with all of you. So thank you. Secondly, one of our students, Jordan Wright, I don't know if Jordan's here, she said this week that programs like the ones you've heard about today is what sustainable education is all about. Giving students the opportunity to craft the future they envision, while learning with the best at their sides. And thirdly, I think today you heard more than just about a whole range of sustainability projects. make no mistakes, those projects are excellent. They're grounded in data and in real-world experience and impact. But I think what you also heard is about something that's more intangible, but to me, I think even more exciting. You had a chance to see that UNH students really displaying their determination, their perseverance, their passion, and their courage. And I really think that's what this moment demands, right? Education that inspires students to be bold leaders, to be fearless change makers, and to go into the world with courage. So here's to all of you for being part of this community. Thank you. And here's to collaborating in the next year to make even more change. Thank you.